A little girl was sitting in her room when she heard screams coming from downstairs. Frightened, she quietly opened the door and looked down. She saw her father standing in front of a stranger, the man's face filled with anger. The stranger was shouting, "Give me the money or you'll regret it." The girl quietly closed the door and ran to her bed, hiding under the covers. She heard a gunshot. Her heart trembled. A few minutes later, she opened the door again and looked downstairs. She saw her father sitting on the floor, his hand on his chest, blood spreading around him. The stranger had disappeared. She ran to her father, tears streaming down her face. "Daddy, don't leave me." He looked at her weakly and said, "Don't be afraid. Everything will be okay." Then he closed his eyes. Days later, at the funeral, the girl stood by her father's grave, holding a white flower. She saw a man approaching her, wearing a police uniform. He said to her, "We've caught the man who did this to your father. He won't hurt anyone anymore." The girl looked at him with tears and said, "Thank you, but this won't bring my dad back." The man smiled sadly and placed his hand on her shoulder. "I know, but justice has been served." That night, the girl looked up at the sky and whispered, "I love you, Daddy."